If I ever get murdered, I hope they don't use my driver's license picture in the papers like they did for my aunt. They found her body in the backyard of a small tin trailer she'd shared with her Bible, her son, and all the voices in his head. My cousin was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia in the 80s when I was 2 years old and living with him and his mother. He'd had episodes, major ones, and my dad moved my mom and me to safety in an empty apartment whose address he told to no one. My cousin was institutionalized for a bit, but medicated and released, so I grew to know him as a harmless man. A little weird, kind, thoughtful, gentle, yet mentally frozen somewhere around his 14th birthday, though his age, of course, had marched into 30s and 40s and 45. I have drawers full of cards he's written me in pencil and memories of spaghetti cooking and cigarette smoking and Judge Judy watching. We always thought she looked like our grandma. It is amazing how things aren't always what they look like. I found out how he killed her through the internet on my cell phone as I walked through a farmer's market and ate olives. The media was all over the story before my family was provided with any details whatsoever. The headlines included graphic, insensitive descriptions of how he'd done it and why, and nothing made any sense. His picture was everywhere, that same face that looked down on me while I laid in his arms as a small, fragile, defenseless, sleeping baby. The whole world commented about mental illness being fake and blamed drugs and joked at my family's expense. I just sat down in the middle of everything and cried into my bag of organic carrots, and people just walked along smiling, and nothing was real because reality had completely abandoned me. I don't know how I ended up at a small store that describes itself as a psychic, metaphysical, pagan book and gift shop. But I did. I was searching for emotional tranquility, rest, and faith, and this is where I went for it. I walked directly up to a glass counter, and a woman with long gray hair asked if she could help me, and I told her vacantly that my cousin just killed my aunt. It was the first time I ever said it out loud, and she looked at me and said, "Sweetie, we will find you peace," and she pulled out a tray of stone pendants arranged in uncooked rice. She told me that each stone would do something different emotionally, and to pick them all up one by one and to find one that felt good, and then she walked away. Okay? The green ones felt okay, I guess. The yellow ones felt a little bit better. The purple ones felt stupid. The blue ones felt like frozen TV dinners, and by the time I got to pink, I no longer remembered the question. I was just robotically picking things up and putting them back down and wondering how a stone could feel like anything besides a stone until I picked up the one that's been around my neck for the last 117 days. It's shaped sort of like a backwards D, a shiny silver in most light, but bright neon blue in some, and it felt like kindergarten. It felt like oxygen and pianos and my parents' old dog's fluffy white head and the first time I ever met my baby brother in the glow of the streetlights on a warm, rainy night. I asked the woman what it was, and she picked up a book and flipped through it and told me I was holding Moonstone, the bringer of calm, peace, and love, often associated with emotional healing. I bought it without picking up another stone. The Moonstone did not bring me peace and love, because nothing can bring anyone a feeling, not a book or a song or a church or a hug. That's got to come from within you. But the Moonstone gave emotion, both tangibility and a home. It hangs over my heart, and it salvages the scattered light within me like an oil rig, and it reminds me that just as reality can be complex and deviated, it can be as simple as a stone on the ground. It has proven to me that I am real and weighted and safe and so much alive that when I touch a cold and lifeless stone, it also becomes warm. And it makes me want to pass the warmth to you.